Greetings, Guardians, and welcome to the Voices of Vanguard. Today I have with me Sully from Sully Games. Say hello, Sully.
Hello, Guardians.
And I am your host, Thomas, also known as Kane Plays Stuff. Today we have a show. That's a show.
Show? That's a show.
Yep. There's not like a whole lot going on in my side over here. There's like a huge quest going on out there that everyone knows about, the Corridors of Time. So we'll talk about that. We'll also start off the show with what we've been doing. And so, Sully, I ask you, what have you been doing?
I have been grinding pinnacles like normal. Chasing still a few like raid exotics. We ran a few raids yesterday. Also just kind of working on improving my game in Crucible at the moment. So my goal is to get by the end of this season to have a 1 KD, which I mean isn't like super impressive, but like I was pretty bad when I first swapped over to PC. So
What are you using?
I've been using Sacred and Recluse still.
Okay.
Those are my two go-to weapons.
It's not bad.
Sacred's just it's so good. So,
Yeah, I
don't have to worry
know
about
you really
Revoker
like that.
anymore. So.
Yeah. Is that what you're using in comp or no?
I haven't really played a whole lot of comp. I got
Okay.
my glory for Revoker and the Linear Fusion Rifle, and haven't touched comp since.
Have you, yeah, so I guess you're not in comp, but have you been trying to do any of the Crucible stuff? Quest lines, like the, Redrix and that?
Yeah, I'm working on Redrix right now. That one I was actually like fairly far on, but then when I had to like delete my characters,
Oh,
I
no.
had to reset.
Oh, no.
So, which is really weird because Revoker like actually like saved, but Redrix didn't.
I think it's because Revoker, like the newer ones are all account based, but the older ones aren't.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm working on that. I don't
Man.
know if I'll try to get Mountaintop. I don't really see a reason for it anymore. Like I still think it's like a fairly good weapon, and if you want to grind for it, like go for it. But like I don't know if it's like worth the headache for me. So
Fair enough. Yeah, I've barely played Destiny. I think I barely played Destiny this past week. I can't remember doing anything specifically.
you did 2 raids with us. You did the Garden
Yeah, that's about it though.
Scourge.
Yeah. I'm mostly playing other stuff. This is the season to catch up on other games for me.
Yeah, especially for somebody like you that's put in a lot of hours, and that's what like when I'm always constantly seeing like people like they talk about like the content drought that we're kind of in right now. Like obviously we have like this new secret, but like there's like a lot of like time that needs to be invested with it, so it's just kind of more of a community watching like, streamers try to figure this out.
I love you. You're so good at doing this.
What?
You're just like naturally like segueing us into topics.
Oh.
My other co-hosts don't do this.
I honestly, that wasn't even like I was gonna continue like more with like the content drop, not even
Right,
the segue.
right, but like you brought up that topic though, so like it gives
I
me a lead
guess,
in, but like I already ruined
I
that
guess.
because of the mentioning it, but whatever. Keep going.
um, but yeah, as the community's kind of watching like all the streamers try to like figure out what's going on with this whole puzzle thing. As we kind of figured out in today's TWAB that it's a marathon, not a sprint, which I kind of figured because I mean they've been spending. How long do you think they've been trying to figure this puzzle out?
Well, ever since Tuesday.
So you probably want to say they've probably put in like 30 hours. I would say trying to figure this puzzle out, and they haven't cracked it. So it's good to kind of see Bungie kind of like, hey, like this is kind of time gated. I mean, there's still probably steps that maybe they can complete before the next thing does unlock, but be
So,
interesting to see what the outcome is with it.
so do you understand the corridors of time puzzle or no?
Not really. I actually haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to it. Like this week's been kind of weird. Like I got my butt kicked at work, so I've been kind of tired, and then I was just kind of like,
So the way the corridors of time puzzle works, I'm not an expert on it, or else I would have figured this out and have all the viewers. But the way I understand that it works is that there's like an overall map, and each like lore piece and the emblem. Once you complete them, you go up to this. I guess people are calling it a coffin now, because I don't know. It looks like an altar or something. But below the altar, there's a see-through floor, and you can see there's like a giant symbol in the middle that kind of has like openings on each side. So like depending on
I mean, yeah, I've seen a picture of this.
yeah,
Actually,
so like there'll be one that's like one of the sides are open, so like that obviously that's like a corner piece or something, and so you place it over here, like, and people were just mapping this out, like the middle symbol, and then tracing the symbols that are around the middle symbol to, I don't know what this has to do with anything, but they're tracing it around to like other symbols, and apparently there's like a billion combinations or something.
what's gonna be really funny is when everything that they've been doing literally doesn't matter. Like,
Why?
I think it would be funny, like, just because as a community we're like trying to figure out this like this puzzle, and like I think there's times where like we think too much into it, and we think that there's actually gonna be like uh we'll get progress on it, and then all of a sudden all it is next Tuesday like the next step reveals itself, and it's like completely different from what we've been doing.
Uh, like
Like,
the
you
time
know,
they
it's just
just
kind
opened up Niobe Labs.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
I hope
here
it's
we
not
are.
another Niobe Labs, because this looks like it's something like you'll actually get something from this. Like, I don't know if you've seen, but it looks like the prize is that altar or that coffin or that chest that's in the middle there.
It's gonna be Gallahorn.
You can't you can't approach it or else you'll get kicked back out. So
Yeah,
you have
it's
to
gonna
like
be Gallahorn.
disengage the lock before you can go in. Some people are saying, yeah, you're saying Gallahorn. I don't know. It seems kind of underwhelming for Gallahorn. It, but I think people have been
I mean,
speculating.
what would you think it would be? Like, what do you?
I have no idea because I have no real reference to the exotics from Destiny 1. People are saying it's Dark Drinker, but I don't know about that. It might be a sword though, because I think there's a sword inscribed on the coffin.
Okay.
It's been a while since I took a look at that thing, but it looks like it.
I wonder if maybe it's like another Guardian. I wonder.
We awaken another guardian. It's like Kate
Yeah.
6 from the past.
Eight or what happens if it's Aldrin?
No, Aldrin's around, dude. He's not in a
What
coffin.
happens if like something happened to him and like he got trapped? We saved him. Got trapped again.
I don't think that fits. I don't think that fits the story.
I hope it's not Cade.
I I
I
just
love
said that.
Cade,
I
but
just said
like,
that.
I know
Yeah.
I love Cade, but like, I just feel like Bungie needs to like keep him dead because I think it made just Forsaken. I think it would ruin Forsaken if they brought him back.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I have problems with that in like movies and stuff. It's like, oh, you killed him. Oh, wait, it didn't matter. Speaking of you, Rise of
yeah.
Skywalker. They did that so many times throughout that movie. Anyways, uh, yeah. What do you have to say about the corridors of time? Have you even gone in there yet?
No, I haven't. I might actually, cause I haven't had a whole lot of time because we've been raiding. So I might either do that to like tonight or I might spend a lot of the day tomorrow. I mean, I have this weekend pretty much all free except for Sunday, so I might
Yeah.
spend some time either tonight or tomorrow.
Like actually doing the activity and just following stuff on like Reddit. There's really not a whole lot to it. You're just running through corridors, and you
Hmm.
get to this thing, and then you hit a button, and you get a thing. It's just lore and an emblem that you get so far. So that's
And I
why
think honestly that's probably all that we're gonna get right now. So
it'd be interesting if it wasn't exotic,
yeah, I am. I'm
but who knows, right?
yeah, from Galley.
I think you just want Galahorn back. I think that's all you want.
Just get one.
All right. Yeah. So I guess let's just go right into TWAB then.
Yeah.
Um. So Iron Banner is coming back
Oh, great.
with a Valor bonus, January 21st to January 28th. Based on feedback
It
collected.
just
What?
feels like we just had Iron Banner.
It's because we did.
Like
It feels like it was like a week ago.
it does. They need to really add in something else into like
I think what it is that
rotation.
it's all the weeks in between that don't really have a whole lot going on in PvP. You know what I mean? There's like no real
Yeah.
events happening.
Well, I think maybe what hurts it though too, it's because they talk about Iron Banner the week before. Then we retwab and they talk about Iron Banner the week it launches.
Right.
And then there's nothing, and then they talk about it maybe again, or there might be another week in between. So like
Mm-hmm.
maybe I guess in terms of because we read TWAB, it seems like Iron Banner is just always going on. But
So it says here, based on the feedback collected during the first Iron Banner from the season, will auto-complete everyone through the portion of the quest that requires the rocket launcher defeats. We weren't able to deploy a change to this step, but we can complete it for anyone who hasn't already done so. This gives us time to consider changing or removing this step for next season.
honestly, they need to just get rid of. I mean, keep the quest, but like just get rid of like the certain weapons. Like have like points. Like maybe you have kills, points, and then like maybe like ability kills, and like just make it like fairly lengthy, but like oh, just completely remove people forcing them to use certain weapons. Especially, I mean, the first time on the quest line I did that with my warlock, the rocket launcher kills went like fairly quick. And then I did it on my hunter, and it seemed like it took forever. I could not get heavy to save my life.
Yeah.
Just like, really, you're gonna do a heavy weapon, and you're gonna make it rocket launchers? Like,
This just makes me grateful that I didn't do it on all three of my characters already.
yeah, I did it on 2. So my Titan doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. They need to figure their shit out for this for sure.
Yeah, that's something that I feel like the community just continues to give feedback on, and when I say they like aren't listening, and I understand like they have like people will make these like certain weapons and like they want these weapons to be used, but like when it's I mean, this is like considered like an in-game activity in terms of like PvP, so like people should have to go like they should be able to go into like Iron Banner with like what they're most comfortable with. Like some people are already at a disadvantage because of power level, and now you put them at a disadvantage maybe because they have to use a weapon that they're not comfortable with. Like, I don't know. I feel like there would be a better way to like have a quest line and just eliminate using certain weapons. Like a pinnacle, like the season pinnacle, like as annoying as like the linear fusion rifle kills were, like I mean, you could go into quick play and like our momentum control and that was available and like do some work. But
Mm-hmm.
Iron Banner, I don't like that.
Yep. Next up, we have Guardians to the Rescue. So they announced they were gonna do pre-sale for a shirt to help the causes out in Australia. They released the design of that today. Looks cool. Looks cool. It's a
Yeah,
ship
I like it.
with the Traveler in the background flying over, I guess, Australia.
Kangaroo.
With the kangaroo. Yeah, looks good.
It looks really cool. It's wrinkly.
Yep. Yeah. It's like, oh shit, we need a photo for this for this twab. Give me your shirt.
Right.
Yeah. So patch note preview for the next set of patch notes. Actually, let's talk about the patch notes for this before we talk about the preview. So the hotfix that launched today instead of Tuesday says there is fixed an issue with the Wishender's Broadhead perk. It was doing way more damage than it was intended, which is
Shitty.
big sad. Yep. It actually made that weapon viable.
Yes.
And it wasn't like super completely broken, because it wasn't like something that you could use against like raid bosses and stuff, but it was like good enough to take out like majors and the primeval.
I'm interested to see on how it is after the nerf because I haven't played yet today. So like, interested to see on how much of a nerf it received. It was broken though in Gambit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it was major. You put in if you had 2 or 3 people with a wish ender, like, GG.
Yeah. It says here they fixed an issue equipping both a fusion rifle scavenger and a linear fusion scavenger mod will no longer cause heavy ammo to be gained from special ammo boxes.
Okay.
Using Telesto with heavy-handed obelisk mod will no longer generate unintentional extra special ammo. Fixed an issue with the EDZ obelisk, so you can actually interact with it now. Fixed an issue that could cause the Sundial reward currency to be issued to players twice.
Yeah, I had that happen to me a few times.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause
Eververse.
that's why, like,
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember doing a sundial with you guys and like picked a weapon. I was like, wait up, I still have like another token. Like what?
Yeah. Let's see here. Eververse waypoint notification has been disabled. Yay.
Hey.
Season 9 seasonal starter bundle will no longer appear as owned for players who bought the Season 8 seasonal starter bundle. They fixed an issue with bounties, so finally the Gunsmith weekly destination bounty will be re-enabled and properly rotate the weekly instead of daily. Yeah, I didn't know that was a bug at first. Like the first week I logged in, I was like, oh, I guess I must have already done that. And the second week happened, I was like, oh, that's weird. Third, fourth. It's like, oh, this is broken. Yeah. So thank God for that. Crucible daily bounties will now rotate daily. And that's it for this week's patch notes. So next week's
Too crazy.
patch notes. Since your players can now shortcut directly to their roster by selecting their empty fire team slots or by invoking the roster shortcut on director map screens, which I didn't know that was a bug.
Name.
I just press U when I get there.
Oh.
When an activity is selected, fireteam leaders can navigate left and right to get the quests and roster respectively. Then back to the selected activity. Breakneck now has a higher damage per second at Rampage times 1, 2, from 2170 to 2120. Or no, 2170 slash 2120 to 2190 and 2410.
Jesus.
So thank God. Because that gun was like useless if you like fired it at higher speeds. So like it was just useless to use.
Mm-hmm.
And they fixed the screen shake on the hard light. It says it's been adjusted, so we'll see how much that's been adjusted by.
I actually haven't shot the hard light, so I might.
It
Lot of
shakes
questions.
pretty rough, man. You can get the catalyst that'll help it a bit, but it still shakes pretty badly.
It's odd.
It says here several class items or class item armor mods will now correctly provide diminishing returns when multiple copies of the mod are equipped. These mods include perpetuation, innervation, invigoration, insulation, and absolution. Grenade launcher scavenger will no longer award special ammo for grenade launchers when the player picks up primary ammo bricks. That's weird. I think that's it.
Well, there's the tracking the known issues.
Oh, tracking known issues.
Anything crazy?
In the past few weeks, new issues have been surfaced that our player support team has been tracking. Armor 2.0 Transcendent Blessing mods are not appearing in players' inventories. Transitioning between areas in the Pit of Heresy dungeon may result in unintentional character death. This will not prevent players from completing flawless dungeon runs. The Sundial Fractaline Extractor 3 obtained in Nessus Obelisk incorrectly states an increased chance to find polarized Fractaline when completed strikes. The enhancement actually increases the chance to find polarized Fractaline when completing the Sundial and the Menagerie. So there you have it. That's going to actually do it for us today. It's very short, I know. There's not a whole lot going on other than...
Ooh.
What?
Just messing with you.
Oh.
There's not really a whole lot going on.
Other than the quarters of time, and smarter people than us are trying to figure that out. So
It's Tuesday though. We'll have
probably
some nice topics. We get something next Tuesday?
I don't think so, man. Just the Iron Banner, right? 21st, yeah.
Okay, just Iron Banner.
So Sully, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Mixer, Twitch, and on Twitter at Sully__games.
And you can find me, your host Thomas, on Twitter, CSG Thomas. Also here at chargeshot.com. For audio, video, and written content, I'll have a review for Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I can say the name of the game. Up
Yay.
sometime, hopefully this weekend. I'm trying to play through all that. It's a long game.
Is it?
Yeah. And Charge Shot Gamescast is happening tomorrow. So look out for that. And until then, guys, enjoy your games. Have a good day.
Later.
Nice down, Guardian.
Oh my gosh.